I stayed healthy for 30 years of competitive bodybuilding, and here's how I did it. Hello, friends. This is William Hogarty. For every goal, there's a right way, which is the least amount of time, the max results, and the least injury, and the wrong way, wasting time, injury, and bad results. And I encourage you all to vet people you listen to. They should be doing something better than you are at what you're listening to them about. It amazes me how many girls listen to single girls about relationships. Let's vet the coach. I'm currently 224 at 9% body fat. My blood pressure is 115/75. My blood work I get done every 6 months. My A1C is 5.1. My resting glucose is 78. And my coronary calcium CT scan is clear. I've got 42 years and 30,000 hours in the gym. I committed to 15 bodybuilding shows and got on stage 15 times. I won 12 of those shows, the overalls, including Mr. California. How did I do this? See, many guys would look awesome in the gym, but they didn't have the headspace and they didn't have the mental fortitude to go through the process of dieting, contest prep. There's so many mental games that come with it. I saw so many guys look great and they never quite made it on stage, or they conveniently got injured or something. I'll do a separate video on my contest preparation, which takes at least a year and a massive commitment. There's so many challenges and roadblocks, personally, professionally, to stepping on stage, and it will test your commitment along the way. Discipline. This is the single most aspect to being 30 years of competitive bodybuilding and staying happy and healthy. It's about consistent habits, stick to a plan, and make small course changes. It's all about the bigger picture, not the instant gratification. And the way I did it is, I thought about everything in bodybuilding, everything in life. It's a chicken breast or it's a donut. Every decision is moving you down the road or it's not. This discipline applies in all aspects of life. The gym, I worked out between 6 and 7 times a week, and I worked out very intensely. And the way you can gauge your intensity is if you're going more than 90% of the people in the gym, you're working out hard enough. I used excellent form, strict concentration, and no bouncing. That's where you see a lot of goofy forms and where you see injury. I trained very intensely, but not too extreme to avoid setbacks with injury. And I had many injuries over the time. I just got over an elbow injury, and it was about me throttling back and working through it, still exercising that area where you got a little bit of discomfort, but it's the blood flow. The worst thing you can do is lay off something entirely, because the blood flow is what creates the healing. Rest. Rest is where the gains are made. It's very simple. We're using the gym to tear down the muscle, and it's the rebuilding of that creates the gains. I've really gotten in tune with this lately, is that rest is so very important. I never use an alarm clock. Even if I'm traveling, I'll wake up before the time. And I take naps. Oftentimes I go to the gym, have a very hard workout, I'm gonna come home and take a nap. It is so important. And the death to sleep is alcohol. So, rest. Listening to my body. This is a very, very important one. You have to trust your instincts, and ego is not your amigo. I trained super heavy. I think I got up to 575 on bench, 695 on squat. I think one time I did 5 1/4 on squat for 25 reps. I did 4 sets of 25 with 4 plates. It was insane. I used to train so hard, my nose would bleed all over the mirror. And we had a joke where I would, at the end of the workout, use Windex. Now, I would say that's fairly extreme, but to be honest, I did listen to my body. So if I had a muscle group or a tendon or something that was aching strong, I didn't push it too far. I backed off and adjusted. So I avoided major injuries. I never had a tear. I pulled some muscles, but real lightly, like maybe a hamstring, you get a little bit of it, and then I would back off immediately. And the next time I did hamstrings, I do it very lightly to get the blood flow free of the injury. So I have pulled some muscles, but they were partial. They weren't the whole thing. Gotta listen to your body. And if you have an ache and pain, pay attention to it. It's your body saying, hey, I need to slow down. I'd be remiss not to talk about the keto burrito and the keto bowl. I highly suggest you try the fitness meals and the fitness bowls. It's a great way to get north of 30 grams of protein, low carbohydrates, and high fiber. shipped nationwide to your door. It can't get any easier. 40 years of experience that I've done, and I've made it simple. Think fast food, half the price of McDonald's, delivered to your door. Number 5, this is going to seem a little bit odd. Solid relationships. Chaos in a relationship creates cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and you can't be fit with cortisol. The other thing is, bodybuilding is a very selfish sport. It is incredibly selfish. Basically, for the last 6 weeks, you don't go out much. It's really hard on a partner, and you have to find somebody that's in for the bigger picture. I was very fortunate to have lovely partners when I went through this. You need a very strong partner, which is capable of a secure relationship rather than an avoidant relationship. Now, if you don't know what I just said, look it up on YouTube. About half the people out there have avoidant personalities versus half have secure personalities. It has to do with the way they're raised. And if you think you can win bodybuilding shows with chaos, it's not going to happen. If you think you can build a great company with chaos, it's not going to happen. You've got to have secure relationships. TRT or steroids? Absolutely mandatory. I used to get this question. You don't take steroids, do you? And I was like, you don't go to a bodybuilding show to see your neighbor. You want to go to see some freak. Of course I do. Now I've been doing it 40 years and now it's in cheek, TRT, because testosterone levels have gotten so low in men that all we're doing is supplementing and getting back there. I make no bones about it. I've done it 40 years. I've heard so many people say, oh, I heard it's bad for you. High blood pressure is bad for you. High A1C is bad for you. Insulin resistance is bad for you. We need to manage that. The most important thing in all this is you gotta know your numbers. You don't trust a medical doctor. They've got thousands of patients. They are so busy. You have no idea if they're paying attention to you. And the industry with big pharma and big food is hardly about keeping you healthy. It's all about making money. So you gotta know your numbers. Know your blood pressure. Know your A1C. Know your resting glucose. Know your body fat. And if you really wanna know what's going on proactively, get a coronary calcium CT scan. That's money in the bank to see if you have buildup in your arteries around your heart. That is a result of insulin resistance. That is how I stayed healthy. 15 shows, I went on stage 15 times. I made a commitment to doing it. And I think the commitment is the main thing because you're gonna have so many obstacles that come up in life and everything. And it's just, are we committed? Are we committed to moving the ball down the field, or we're gonna throw our arms up and let the ball fumble? Because in life, the only thing we regret are the things we don't do. Recap, start with a clear goal. Very important to have a clear goal. Vet the coach. Very important. Who you listen to and who you're being influenced by has credentials. Staying healthy for 30 years of competitive bodybuilding. Here's how I did it. Keto bowls and keto burritos. I'm here for you. If you like my content, I think you should subscribe. I want to know what content you want because I'm serving you. And I really appreciate it. And I appreciate the nice thoughts. Have a great day.